All right, boys, the day we have all been waiting for has finally arrived a couple hours earlier thanks to some unscrupulous Instagrammer named Cochespius. And while I'm sure I butchered this dude's name, one thing I'm happy to say is that Ford did not butcher the Mustang. All right, boys, so let's take a look at this together. Wow. Okay, so first impression, it looks good. They didn't butcher it. It's more of an evolution than a revolution as we expected, but I'm glad it still looks good. In some ways, it's an improvement over the S650, and in others, not so much, as we'll discuss later. Okay, I love this angle. The car is gorgeous from this angle. First off, I love the hood vents. Sexy. I love those squinting eyes like Clint Eastwood here. Anytime you can reference Clint Eastwood, you know the car looks menacing. Good job, Ford. All right, I like that new spoiler back there. I think it's sleek, and I like the curves. Definitely a bit different than the one I had on my 2018. I definitely think this looks better than the one I had on my 2018, and I had the performance package on mine. Now, I'm thinking this is not the performance package that we're looking at here. Hopefully that's going to be even more aggressive, but I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Nice looking air intakes in the front there. I love this little ridge sticking out here. Very aggressive looking. I'm liking this improved arrow here and how it sort of indents and then sort of flares out thereafter. All right, next shot. Okay, we got an EcoBoost, a GT, and a convertible here. We got gray, we got blue, kind of like a muted blue. I like it. And a sharp looking red there on the convertible. I don't see a black, but I know there must be one. I need a black Ford. When I get this car for the channel, God willing, and I say that because everything is God willing. I want black and I want it murdered out with some hints of red. Speaking of which, it looks like there may be some more customization on the color of the pony badge, which would be pretty cool. Like, is that a gold pony badge on the EcoBoost? And then a gray on the GT, and then a silver or white on the convertible? Hey, I'm all for customization. The more options, the better. I'm loving the aggression of the front end here, people. In addition to this sexy hood intake here, the front fascia is much meaner than the S650. It's less sleek, but it has much more ferocity. Love the huge air intakes up front. Beautiful. I don't know what's up with this little square right there. They have it on all three models, but other than that, I'm very happy with the front end, guys. Very happy. I was worried that they were just going to totally screw this up, you know, just trying to make it different. And yeah, it's like, again, like they all say, it's more of an evolution. It's more of a refinement than, you know, something totally brand new, but I'm liking what they did with it. They played it safe, and I think that pays off here. Okay, one of my gripes about the leaks and the renders were the headlights. As you guys know, I was not happy with them because they looked very boxy looking. Well, I'm happy to say that while the S650 lights are definitely sleeker looking, I do actually like these headlights. I was worried they were going to be super boxy, but it's more like 3 slits of light on the top and then kind of like a slit on the side and then 3 globes there in the middle. I needed a closer look at this. I mean, what I feel about these headlights is there's room to grow on me here. Let's just say they're not slapping me in the face when I look at them like I was worried they would. And if we don't like them, hey, maybe the aftermarket can do something about it. But I'm okay with them for now. The mirrors are just mirrors. I wish they were hollowed out and less doofy looking. Like on my M3, they were so aerodynamic and sexy. From the pictures, they kind of look Dumbo-y. They're kind of just like hanging out way out there. I don't know. Got to get a closer look before I decide. But, dear aftermarket, man, that convertible is looking good. All right, onto the rear. I'm liking these new taillights. Maybe it's just a picture, but they look flatter and easier to clean than the S650 ones where you kind of got to dig in there into the grooves with your microfiber towel. They kind of look digital, whatever that means. They kind of just look like flat. I like it. I like the taillights. The rest of this looks good. I love the quad exhaust on what is reportedly the last internal combustion engine Mustang we're going to get. The rear could be a bit, if I had to nitpick, I'd say the rear could be a bit more mean looking. Vortex generators. Just kidding. Please don't do that. Hey, there's nothing wrong with a well-executed line of Vortex generators, all right? Don't judge me. Don't forget, I was an STI owner, but I never got the Vortex generators, but I was tempted. I don't know, it just looks really nice, like too nice. I think the spoiler will change that though. This is a convertible, so need to see the coupe from the back. I'm sure it will look more aggressive, and if there's like a performance package, even more aggressive than that. Yeah, per my last video, we may get that performance package. I'm not sure if these 3 are the ones that have that performance written on the GT, and that one's going to be a more high-end, you know, performance-oriented model, but that's possible. I'm pretty sure we're seeing the tamest version of the lineup here, if this beauty right here could be considered tame. All right, let's take a look at the interior. Of course, we knew we were getting a manual, so nice to see that option. Good job, Ford. I do love this interior. See how it's more driver-oriented with the screen tilted more towards the cockpit? Is that a seamlessly integrated screen all the way across there? I think it is. So cool. Even though it looks like we're getting a nice big touch screen here, I do like that they have a manual control knob for the volume. The toggle switches are different. I guess my dream of being able to toggle up and down on those is not going to come true, but they look decent. I like the S550 ones better just for that Mustang uniqueness. But I'm not crying here. We do not cry at rated R cars. We may get angry at the libbies, but we don't cry. All right, I don't like how the e-brake sticks out like that. It looks like it's easier to grab, so there's a lot of room for your, if you're a guy who has those big bear paw hands. I just kind of think it looks out of place there. If I'm nitpicking, if I'm looking for something to criticize. Hey, the aftermarket's got to stay in business, boys. Love the flat bottom steering wheel and that kind of matte smoothed out pony emblem. I think that looks slick. Love the aggressive 10 and 2 notches. I love me some 10 and 2 notches, boys. If I could have 10 and 2 notches on my motorcycles, I would. I don't know what that would look like. I don't like that the stitching isn't red though, like it is throughout the rest of, the interior. Not sure why that wouldn't match the rest of the stitching, but maybe it's been rectified since this picture. And speaking of stitching, look at that beautiful red, that deep red seat color. Looks like a red on black there. I'm liking that red stitching on the center console and the lower dash, but again, I'm just wondering why that's not in the steering wheel. The interior is definitely rated R cars approved. I do hope they keep the cooled seats here. I don't know about you guys, but my bottom needs to be cooled off in the summertime. Nothing like cooled seats. Don't cheap out on me, Ford. But so far, so good. All right, then we get some pretty standard Recaros here. Hey, look at the cool stripe on the seatbelt there, that cool white stripe. I hope they have that standard, and I hope they do have a version of that with a red stripe. Your host, I love me some touches of red. That would look so hot in a totally murdered out Mustang. Yeah, guys, back to this one. I mean, it looks so good. Notice on the headlights how those 3 slits on the top there are lit up, but those sort of like round slits on the sides are not lit up. I wonder if that's like the daylight running light. I think that's much sexier than with all the lights lit up. It would be cool if it did look like that. Although again, I definitely still prefer the S650 headlights. But from this angle, those are sleek. This front end is beautiful. Car's super aggressive looking. Love those hood vents. Do I wish that they had made something like this? Yeah, I kind of wish that they'd been adventurous, and take a little bit more of risks. But, you can't go wrong with this. I'm super happy to say that I think this looks better than the current S550. Not by a hell of a lot. The S550 is a gorgeous car. It's a near perfect looking car. But this brings back a little bit more aggression into the mix, especially with the front end. The rear end's a little bit more sleek. The rest of the body's kind of similar. No huge differences, but we weren't expecting that anyway. I don't like the rims just for the fact that they're going to be super hard to clean. I hate intricate rims where I got to banging my fingers all around there trying to get the cloths in there to clean them and dry them. I prefer a simpler looking rim, but again, with the performance package, maybe that'll be rectified. Is that a blue caliper? Is that a blue caliper I'm detecting there? That's interesting. Huh. Yeah, I can't wait to see the reveal tonight, guys. Stay tuned for a full analysis of this S650. And in my next video, we'll be calling out all those people who saw the secret code word and commented. Love you guys. All right, until then, always remember the motto, always be kinder than necessary, and I will see you in the next one.